Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Getting ready to do your weekly reading here. And this reading is for all Leo suns, moons, and risings. Also, if you are a Leo on the house cusp. And this reading is for the time period of November 19th through the 25th. So watch if you are a Leo sun, moon, or rising, or you are on the cusp of Leo. Now, we're going to look at 6 cards here. How you see yourself today. A theme for you this week. What is the big picture for Leo? Something you have already learned that will be useful for you to remember this week. Your challenge, a lesson you are learning now, and a gift you will receive. Gift you will receive for Leo. November 19th through the 25th, please. 26 cards for Leo. November 19th through the 25th. All Leo suns, moons, and risings, please. And Leo's on the cusp. November 19th through the 25th. Please give me those 6 cards for Leo. What do they need to know for this week? November 19th through the 25th. Leo suns, moons, risings, and Leo's on the cusp. I am using the Distant Past Tarot today for those of you who are interested in what deck this is. It's also listed below in the description. I always put the decks that I used down there. Alright. Some of you may be dealing with an air sign this week. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or this can be your energy. I'm seeing someone who is really looking at the big picture. They can come off as a bit cold or distant, but it's just because very wise, very sincere, extremely logical personality, and does not take BS from anyone. Can be a little bit cold or gruff in their appearance, but they do have a warm heart. They're just in a place in their life where, King of Swords is someone who wants to set the record straight and isn't going to let anyone take advantage of him. Very strategic man or woman, very strategic in how they present themselves. And it's not just how they present themselves, they mean business and they mean what they say. So they, this can be someone who is also in law enforcement, a doctor or a lawyer or something like that you might be consulting. How you see yourself today, Leo, though, we have the 10 of Coins in reverse. Some of you are going through some kind of financial situation. There might have been a large loss of money. For others of you, there can be exile with the family or a long-term relationship, or some of you could be going through some difficulties with regards to a long-term relationship, your long-term security. And for others of you, this is just a financial loss that you've had to endure. I don't feel like this is going to last forever. I think that for some people, you're just not getting along with your partner, or there could also be, like I said, issues with the family. Issues within the family going on. Let's see what the theme for you this week is. What is the big picture for Leo? Queen of Cups in reverse. You could be dealing with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces female. If that is the case, this person presents as someone who is very moody. There could be hormonal fluctuations or moodiness. I'm seeing someone whose moods change very rapidly. There's a need to be centered emotionally. There's a need also to be compassionate with yourself and others at this time. Use your intuition. Also, I'm getting someone needs just mood stabilizers. I'm not sure why I'm getting that, but Spirit is telling me this person or this energy that I'm seeing coming up in this position is very unsteady when it comes to their emotions. They can be happy one day and then sad the next. And it goes up and down like that. So there's a need to kind of solidify, be at peace, meditate, stay centered emotionally, okay? You can be open with your love, but don't be an emotional sponge. Try not to take on everyone else's problems. If you are going through some kind of difficulty, realize that this too shall pass. Some of you could be going through some emotional stuff this week as well. Something that you have already learned that will be useful for you to remember this week, Leo. 3 of Wands in reverse. This talks about some plans falling through, long-term, not having foresight when it comes to long-term planning. This can also be trouble with travel or even apprehension. So remember what happens when you go into something and you're apprehensive, or you don't think about the future, or you aren't making long-term plans. This can even be also within a long-term relationship where you're apprehensive about where things are going. So there's a need here for you to, be realistic, but also what are your goals? What are your aspirations? What things have you set in front of yourself for the future? You may also, this is about not waiting around for results or no longer waiting for something to happen here. For example, you may not have seen a lot of progress with regards to a specific situation, so you're not waiting anymore for those results. There's a need here for more vision, more growth, the ability to expect great things to happen for yourself and to think out into the future, think long term. Okay. A challenge for you this week, Leo, is the 9 of Coins. It may be a challenge for you to be financially or emotionally independent. You may want more financial freedom. Here we have someone who's nicely dressed. She's got, these songbirds and grapes, which are a sign of wealth and luxury. So this might be something you're aspiring to be more independent financially, have more wealth, be able to be more self-sufficient, not have to rely on as many people, and even emotionally too, wanting to do things on your own, be on your own, be your own person, possibly even to be single, if that's something that you aspire to do. You may want to be more independently wealthy as well. Lesson you are learning now. We have the Lovers in reverse. So this has to do with big decisions and choices, and when it comes to your love life, and also just in life in general. But here I'm seeing disharmony or disunion within possibly a relationship, or the inability to decide or to choose amongst options. Now this isn't just a small decision, it seems like a very big decision. But I'm seeing here that your head and your heart are not aligned on this decision, and that's why you're having difficulty making long-term plans, following through possibly. This could have something to do with your finances. But here I'm seeing this lesson you're learning is about what happens when you aren't aligned, on even the most fundamental of decisions. I mean, when it comes to your love life, you may not be able to choose between two people, or you may feel like you and your soulmate, your significant other, whoever it is, the chemistry constantly fizzles out when you're together. This can definitely be some kind of a breakup or split happening, but you may be learning how to deal with that and what happens when, your head and your heart are just not, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. How does that decision or inability to decide impact all of the other areas of your life? It seems to me here that this may also be about needing to let go of someone that where you have a soulmate contract, but that soulmate contract is now over, and you're struggling to let go of that person because maybe you're not making plans with them anymore. Maybe you don't see a future with them. Maybe you don't feel like, maybe you just want to be single, but you're struggling to let go or to make things work when they just really, it's like trying to fix something that just can't be fixed. It's just not meant to be. So a gift you will receive this week, Leo, is the Two of Wands. Okay, so this is telling me that you have options, you have choice. You don't have to stay where you are if you're not happy. You can choose. You have the ability to start on a new path if that's what you want. You can research other opportunities. If this has to do with your career, this can be looking in another area, looking for another job. Possibly when it comes to love, it may be that, you're happy where you are, but you'd really like to maybe spread your wings and go out and be single again and start dating. So the gift you will receive this week is the ability to choose, to see that you don't have to settle for what you currently have. You always have options. You need to only kind of expand your peripheral vision and see what's out there. And, don't expect things to just happen for you. I mean, they can happen for you, but you kind of have to start looking and realize that if you're not happy where you are, if you're not getting along with your family, your lover, your career, if things aren't aligning for you and you want more financial freedom, you want more independence, then you've got to realize that you do have options, but you've got to start taking those steps forward. Start pivoting and pointing in the direction that you want to go, and realize that change can happen for you, growth and success can happen for you, but you've got to align yourself with that truth, with that, with that mentality, if that makes sense. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave it right there. I do hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Do me a favor and like this video, share, subscribe to my channel if you want to receive more weekly readings, bi-weekly readings, daily readings, and monthly readings from me. And I hope to see you back next week. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.